Senior Connections, your weekly source for information, tips, and strategies on senior issues to help you age gracefully, with your host, Janet Halliday, and financial advisor and parent care expert, Dr. Kevin Skipper.
Good afternoon and welcome to Senior Connections, your source for events, news, tips, and strategies from retirement to parent care. I'm your host, Janet Halliday.
And I'm Kevin Skipper, financial advisor. Glad to be with you today, and thanks for joining us today on Senior Connections. Got a great program lined up for you today. Janet, tell us a little bit about our first guest.
Well, if you don't like being by yourself and things go bump in the night, you might want to think about having a security system.
Absolutely.
If you want to keep an eye on your aging parents and how a security camera might help. If you fell and in your home, how would you get help? Charlie Miles will be here with us with some important information and how to make your home more safe.
And I'll tell you what Charlie Miles did for my mom that was amazing and gave me a very high level of security. Also today, do you love the outdoors? You love birds? You said your husband loves birds.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
I'm looking forward to Jim Kelly with Wildbirds Unlimited is going to join us and help us understand how to be a birder, I think it's called.
A what?
A birder.
A birder.
I'm going to ask him if I got the word right. I was trying to do my homework, but we're going to talk with Jim Kelly with Wildbirds Unlimited in the program today.
Well, I was trying to think of something I might put on a T-shirt. Now I know. Birder.
A birder.
Okay. And in our financial insight segment, Kevin is going to be telling us about the beneficiary audit. What is that and why it is important to you?
Also, we want to give away a book today. This is an excellent book that you'll want to win. It's called The Complete Elder Care Planner. Also a $25 gift certificate to Olive Garden. We'll be giving that away in the last segment today. Hope you'll stay with us.
So when we come back, we'll be talking to Charlie Miles about keeping your home and your seniors secure.
You're listening to Senior Connections. I'm Kevin Skipper along with Janet Halliday, your source for information, news, and tips that you need for growing older gracefully. We'll be right back.
You may have seen actors on TV talking about reverse mortgages. Well, I am not an actor. I am Larry Reed and I live in the Midlands. For 7 years, I have been meeting face-to-face with older adults throughout the Carolinas and Georgia, supporting them to safely access their home equity with the federally insured reverse mortgage. So please call me. I'll help you understand the program, and then you can decide if a reverse mortgage is right for you.
I live alone and rarely have visitors. So when I slipped and fell in the kitchen last month and couldn't get to a phone, I knew I was in trouble.
Help!
I could barely move.
Help!
I tried calling for help, but no one could hear me. As I lay there, I couldn't help but think of my kids and grandkids having to go on without me. I was terrified. It took 8 hours for my neighbor to find me. It could have been the end of me. That's when I knew I needed Life Alert. With just one press of this button, I'm connected to the Life Alert Center, where I can get the help I need, even when I cannot reach a phone. With Life Alert, I'm never alone.
We save a life from a catastrophe every 11 minutes. For a free Life Alert brochure, call 800-485-5621. That's 800-485-5621. Call 800-485-5621 today.
Don't compromise, mobilize with All Medical.
Enhance your mobility and independence with a van from All Medical. Choose from a Dodge Caravan or a Honda Odyssey and customize it for your needs. Whether you're slightly ambulatory or in a wheelchair, you'll enjoy knowing you can get around town whenever you want. You depend on All Medical to provide services and products to fit your lifestyle. Now call on All Medical to take you that extra mile.
Don't compromise, mobilize with All Medical.
At Heartstrings Hospice, we are here to help. Each patient has a team dedicated to providing emotional, medical, and spiritual support.
At Heartstrings Hospice, we will ensure the time that you have together will allow you to be just your son and you to be just your daughter, because you shouldn't have to be anything else. At Heartstrings Hospice, we are here to help.
At Crescent Construction, we know your home is one of your most valuable assets.
We specialize in roofing and remodeling projects. Leaks, storm damage, and age are all signs you may need to repair or even replace your roof. We perform a 20-point certified roof inspection when most contractors do not. We can better identify issues that may result in further and more costly damage.
A roofing assessment is free, so call us at 781-1900.
We guarantee our team is professional, clean, and dedicated to your satisfaction. So call us today.
Are you or someone you love having difficulty getting into the tub for a bath or unable to stand in the shower? Call Comar Products today for help with safe, comfortable, independent bathing solutions. We specialize in products like walk-in tubs and roll-in showers. Our walk-in tubs feature hydrotherapy technology, so your bath is always warm and may even increase blood flow circulation and reduce swelling. Call Comar today to schedule your showroom appointment or visit us at 1759 Airport Boulevard in Casey.
Welcome back to Senior Connections. We appreciate you watching today. I'm Kevin Skipper, and you are?
Janet Halliday.
Glad to see you.
Well, glad to see you too. We're talking about a very important subject today. Are you afraid of the dark?
Are you afraid of the dark?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
What about those things that go bump in the night?
Yeah.
Or do you have a security system?
Mm-hmm.
And what about those parents we want to keep an eye on?
Absolutely.
Yes. Or those unwanted intruders. Today, we are going to talk to Charlie Miles, and he's going to be telling us about his security system and how we can solve those problems.
And I'm really glad to have Charlie on the show today. I'll tell you a personal story about him. My mother was in an independent facility when she was still living. She was going down, and I thought there was things in the night she was doing, but I didn't have any way of monitoring. So I went to Charlie and I said, can we put a camera in my mom's house? So we put 2 cameras very similar to this in my mom's house. I could sign on the internet from my office. I could sign on in the middle of the night. It was then that I discovered she was getting up in the middle of the night, getting her sleep patterns mixed up. And so Charlie, I'm glad you're here to tell the story about how technology can help seniors.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thank you for having me. They say the only thing that's constant is the change, and with technology, boy, that's ever so true. It seems like who would have imagined 15 years ago that we could use our phones to do what you couldn't use a computer for, back then. But some of the new technology, as you mentioned, is really affording seniors the ability to do things that they couldn't have 50 years ago, stay at home longer, be more independent, live in their homes for longer periods of time and not go into assisted living facilities and things like that. Just one example of that would be like this, medical alert pendant that you have. That basically it's a pretty simple to use device. You just plug it into a wall. You wear it around your neck, or you could wear it as a bracelet. And if you have an accident or fall or something goes bump in the night, like you said, you just press the button and it calls out for help.
And who is it calling?
It calls a monitoring center that will then either call police or emergency services.
And then a list of phone numbers. You might have a family and neighbors.
That's right. And you can set it up to call, your children or your, next door neighbor or whoever, might want to be notified. So this device alone is something that really has helped improve the quality of life of a lot of seniors and allowed them to stay in their homes longer.
So what are some of the other things that seniors are exposed to? Some of the threats, when you talk about this is for a fall, what about for an intruder? What about security systems? What else do you do to help seniors in that regard?
Sure, you can integrate this type of device, the medical alert device, with an actual burglar alarm as well that protects the doors, the windows, motion detection in the home. So, you can do as simple as just this, or you can escalate to something that's a comprehensive, surveillance, burglar protection and fall protection all in kind of one package.
Now, I did want to ask about, do you have to have this with a landline?
You don't. Traditionally, you did in the past, but today's again, going back to the advancements in technology, no. You can run this on through a cell device as well.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, who do you find most concerned about these? The adult children, as you helped me with my mom, or the seniors themselves? Who do you find that would call you first and say, hey, I want a security system in Mom and Dad's house? In fact, I found in my mom's house, she had a security system. When I moved her to Columbia, you'd open the door and it sounded like it was activated. It wasn't.
Right.
She thought she had a secure security system, and it didn't even work except to say, door open.
Right. Yeah, mostly it's the children, and in a lot of cases, we actually will get the systems installed before the parents even know know that it's there. The children will install it, as a present or as a gift or something, to try, then surprise mom or dad or whoever, that they've got the device.
So how are all these technologies and how are they impacting the lives of seniors?
Well, I think, just one example is being able to live at home longer. Every month that you're not in an assisted care facility is an extra, those numbers add up quickly, Kevin. I know on the financial side, you can talk to that better than anybody, but, the expense not just for the adult, but for the children as well. Being able to log in and check on your parents or, view them from your smartphone, you log into your iPhone and, check and see how mom's doing. Is she taking her medicine? Is she sleeping 12 hours a day during the day?
That's what I began to see, yeah.
Right.
And some viewers may say, well, that's a breach of privacy. I don't want cameras in my house. I think that's a terrible idea. Well, you want to have some dialogue that as you get older, I talked with mom and I said, look, I know that you're not sleeping well at night. She was getting things mixed up. So to do this, you do want to have the conversation between parent and child. But when they see the difference between how affordable they could stay at home longer if I have another set of eyes,
right,
or I've got to go to an assisted living facility, in a month and a half, this instrument helped me make the decision that it was time to move my mom from independent living to assisted living, just because I had a different set of eyes. It was a great peace of mind for me.
Great.
What are some of the latest crime trends for seniors? Have you seen any trends?
Sure, yeah. It seems like after every storm you have people knocking on doors and wanting to sell different products, from everything from new roofs to gutters to whatever. And seniors are traditionally more trusting, and they grew up in a different era where you leave your doors unlocked and you trust the contractor that's knocking, and that today unfortunately is not always true. So there've been a lot of, unfortunately, contractors that have kind of preyed on seniors and don't show up to do the work after taking deposits and that type thing. So it's very important. Check reference. Don't just get references, but check them. Make sure that you're verifying who's trying to sell you their service.
And so, as my mom couldn't operate her security system, one of the questions viewers probably think, is this stuff easy to use? How complicated is it? Can I get my arms around it?
Right. Yeah. Nobody wants a million buttons to learn a new gadget. But with this, this device, literally, it's just one button. It doesn't get much easier than this. This can be worn as a necklace. You just press the button and it calls out.
It's waterproof?
It is water resistant. They won't call it waterproof, but it's as close to it as legally they'll say that it's water resistant. You can shower in it. You can bathe with it.
That's great. Okay. Well, how do our listeners and viewers get in touch with you?
Sure, they can call our office at 803-629-4000, or on the web it's www.nationalalertusa.com.
Give Charlie a call. Bird watchers, get your binoculars out, because when we come back, we're going to give you some tips about bird watching and things you hadn't even thought you knew about bird watching.
Stay with us on Senior Connection.
Enhance your mobility and independence with a van from All Medical. Choose from a Dodge Caravan or a Honda Odyssey and customize it for your needs. Whether you're slightly ambulatory or in a wheelchair, you'll enjoy knowing you can get around town whenever you want. You depend on All Medical to provide services and products to fit your lifestyle. Now call on All Medical to take you that extra mile.
Don't compromise, mobilize with All Medical.
Choosing a financial advisor is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. You're seeking out a person or a firm that you will entrust your life savings with. I'm Dr. Kevin Skipper. I've been a financial consultant for over 20 years here in Columbia. Our firm is Discipline Financial Management. Here's some questions to ask an advisor. How long have you been in business, and what are your credentials? What's your investment philosophy? What is your sales strategy? Let us answer these questions and many others. Give us a call at Discipline Financial Management.
I'm calling North Point.
We'll be right there. Call 788-8081 when your system.
This does not work.
I can fix that.
We'll be right there. Call 788-8081 when your system needs repair. Think North Point Heating and Air.
I live alone, so when I slipped and fell in the kitchen last month and couldn't get to a phone, that's when I knew I needed Life Alert. With just one press of this button, I'm connected to the Life Alert Center, where I can get the help I need, even when I cannot reach a phone. With Life Alert, I'm never alone.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 800-485-5621. That's 800-485-5621. Call 800-485-5621 today.
As large corporations continue to take over local businesses, Carnegie and Mosley Funeral Home is still family-owned and independent. They believe that bigger doesn't mean better, and people always come before profits. That trust is earned, not bought. The Carnegie and Mosley family has been serving families since 1884. Carnegie and Mosley Funeral Home. They are your neighbors, and you'll appreciate the difference.
Welcome back to Senior Connections. I'm Kevin Skipper, along with
Janet Halliday.
Janet, did you know there is an app for being a bird watcher? I didn't know that. It's called Bird's Eye, and it's for the serious bird lovers called birders, we're going to find out in a minute, who want to keep up with birds and where they're sighted. And we're pretty excited today about our guest.
Yes, we are. And since we don't have an app, I've brought in our guest, Jim Kelly from Wildbirds Unlimited. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. And I'm the app, I guess.
You're the app.
You're the app.
Yeah, you've got a lot of years of experience with birds and bird watching. You'd be better than an app.
Well, no, not really.
So,
but
Jim,
a lot of years.
How did you get started in the business?
I had a great, I lost my job. I was 60 years old and I lost my job. So what can you do? And I knew about this business. It's a franchise. I was not going to be hired at 60 years old. So I applied and they offered it to us for Columbia. We opened it, ended up with 4 stores in the Columbia area.
So how does bird watching benefit seniors? We have a lot of seniors watching our program, and if they were not bird watchers, you'd say, why should they be?
Well, it takes a lot of time out of the day. People love watching birds. I can't explain that to you, but I think everybody likes to watch birds. We have a lot of bird feeders in senior centers and around, and people come and say that makes their person's day, you know, to be able to look out and participate watching the birds.
Oh, I think it's one of the best things to go to the nursing centers or assisted living and see the bird feeders out there by the windows and watch the birds. But do I need anything special to start bird watching?
Well, the only thing you need really special is bird seed, because that's the key. And not all bird seed is equal. Some bird seed is better than others. One of the things about Wildbirds Unlimited is that our seed is regionally blended. It appeals to the birds in our area, not the birds on the West Coast or in Michigan or someplace like that. So bird seed that has no waste and no filler is the key to getting birds in your backyard.
So what are some of the species in this area that are familiar to this local area?
Okay, we all know about the house finch. We have mockingbirds, we have brown thrashers, chickadees, nuthatches, titmice, cardinals, of course, and doves. And that's just the beginning.
And birder is a word.
Birder is a word.
Okay, I discovered that. I said, you know, I never heard that word before. So what do you have to do to be a birder?
Well, just have the great interest in birds, and you pursue it more than just sprinkling a little seed out in the yard. You start identifying those birds, and a lot of people make a list of the lifetime birds they've seen. And so that's a birder, somebody who really takes it seriously.
So, Jim, tell us some about what you have here.
Well, I'm awfully excited about this because this is a Wildbirds Unlimited exclusive. You can't get it anyplace else. And you see how versatile it is. Many people will buy a shepherd's crook, put a bird feeder on it, and later on they decide to add another. They have to go buy another bird.
Oh, after the first one leans like this.
And quite literally, we can take all of this away, or we can add more items to it. And this baffle makes it squirrel-proof. This is a squirrel-proof feeder. But the big thing is the hardware here. We can add a bird bath, we can add the baffle, the feeders, and this is just a neat way to feed birds because every bird that eats anything will eat from here.
And what kind of seed is that on the?
It's sunflower and nuts and some fruit in there. And then this is a summertime suet. It won't melt and get greasy on you, but it still is that high energy food for birds.
Now, is there really such thing as a squirrel-proof feeder?
Absolutely. and guaranteed for the life of this feeder. As the squirrel gets on it, it drops down. And if a squirrel ever damages this feeder, we're going to replace it or fix it for you free. So it is squirrel proof.
I see. And now you were talking about this, is this a birdhouse behind us?
It is a birdhouse. And the neat thing about this is we can put this in your yard. You can put it in your yard without ever digging a hole or a shovel. It has an auger on the end of this pole. It simply augers into the ground, and it's as simple as 1, 2, 3.
Now, is this the same for this, or is this a different type?
We have the wheel here just because we can't auger into the concrete, but that works the same way.
Wow, great information that you've given us about bird feeders. And if we wanted to come to your location and get it straight from the personal app, where do we go?
All right, we're at 4711 Forest Drive. If you don't know where that is specifically, it's right in the Piggly Wiggly Shopping Center across from Bonefish Grill.
Wow, Jim Kelly, a world of information, a bird, and you've been very good to teach us who want to be birders.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. And when we come back, Kevin's going to tell us about the beneficiary audit.
What is a beneficiary audit?
I can't wait to find out.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about it when we come back right here on Senior Connections. Thanks for watching. We'll be right back.
Woodash is having a mattress sale. Why pay thousands of dollars for a Visco memory foam mattress when you can get a complete two-piece queen set at Woodash for $3.99? This quality mattress layered with Visco memory foam features a cool, comfortable quilted top for a comfortable, cool sleep every night. Highly resilient, highly durable, and best of all, at a discount price starting at just $3.99 for the two-piece queen set. For the lowest discount prices featuring Visco memory foam mattresses starting at $3.99, shop Woodash today. Woodash, located in the heart of the Vista, 919 Gervais.
You know, choosing a financial advisor is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. You're seeking out a person or a firm that you will entrust your life savings with. I'm Dr. Kevin Skipper. I've been a financial consultant for over 20 years here in Columbia. Our firm is Disciplined Financial Management. Here's some questions to ask an advisor. How long have you been in business, and what are your credentials? What's your investment philosophy? What is your sales strategy? Let us answer these questions and many others. Give us a call at Disciplined Financial Management.
Attention, catheter patients on Medicare.
I use catheters, and if you do too, please listen carefully. There is a new catheter that hurts less, and you can get a free sample by calling this number now.
Pain and urinary tract infections have been avoided by many of my patients. These new disposable catheters hurt less. It's an incredible new design that reduces pain. The eyelets are polished, so they glide smoothly and effortlessly across your sensitive skin. Call now and get a free sample. Medicare and your insurance will pay for up to 200 of these catheters per month, all at little or no cost to you.
Call now for your free sample. It will arrive with a complete 90-day order, and if it doesn't reduce your pain, we'll pick them up for free.
Please call 1-800-394-8763. That's 1-800-394-8763. 1-800-394-8763.
Welcome back to Senior Connections. Kevin says that many folks come to his office and they say they have a will, but does that cover everything that you need when you pass? And he's going to explain to us the importance of a beneficiary audit. What is that, and why is it important to you? So Kevin, tell us about this beneficiary audit.
Well, Janet, a lot of people think that because they have a will, they've got everything covered. What's often not explained well enough is what category or funnel our assets fall into. Generally, there's two areas. One's called probate assets. If you have a piece of land that's in your name, if you have a checking account that's in your name, if you have a car that's in your name, then that's a probate asset and is controlled by the will. But what happens is when you sit down with a lot of people and you do a balance sheet or a list of all their assets and a list of all their liabilities, a lot of it are not probate assets. They're non-probate assets. What does that mean? If you have an IRA or a 401k, how's it controlled? It's controlled with a beneficiary form. If you have an annuity, it's controlled with a beneficiary form. If you have life insurance, it's controlled with a beneficiary form. Now, when I ask someone, Can you show me your current beneficiary forms? I get this deer in the headlight kind of look like, I didn't know, I've got a will. I said, no, that wasn't the question. Can you show me your beneficiary forms? The beneficiary for your IRA, 401k, life insurance. And if you don't have one, what a beneficiary audit is designed to do is to sit down with someone, force them to find the current beneficiary forms and make sure they're up to date. Because here's the key. If your beneficiary says your first wife and you have a second wife and your will says your second wife, where does the money go? It goes to where the beneficiary says. So if you've been through a life change, the children have grown up, you've gone through a divorce or remarriage, your spouse has died, you definitely need to do a beneficiary audit. Otherwise, whoever's on that form, that's who's going to get the money.
And that might be a good reason why you're not here anymore.
Could be. That's right. So there's one case, Janet, where a man was married, his wife died. So he changed the beneficiary of his 401k to his 2 children. He remarried. Then 8 weeks later, he died. Who gets the money?
The children.
No.
The wife.
Because in a 401k, under 1974 ERISA laws, the wife has to disclaim it, or the wife is the beneficiary of a 401k by default.
Oh.
So a beneficiary audit for that example would have discovered the laws around the 401k, and he could have had his new wife disclaim it so the children could get it. But there's all kinds of mistakes made when people do not take the time to go through a beneficiary audit. It's one of the most important things you can do in your financial plan.
Well, it sounds very important. And Kevin, how often should this be done?
At least every few years, and especially if there's a life change, divorce, spouse dies, children get a divorce, any of your plans change. Don't think that the will controls everything. You've got to do a beneficiary audit. It's now time for our weekly prize giveaway. So what I've got is a great book for you. It's entitled The Complete Elder Care Planner by Joy Lovard. And so for the 5th caller, we'll give away the book as well as a $25 gift certificate to Olive Garden or Red Lobster. And so to get that, be the 5th caller at 739-4205. 739-4205. See if you'll be one of our winners today.
And remember, that's 803 area code. And glad you could join us, and look forward to seeing you next week on Senior Connections.
Senior Connections, join us for the latest from the financial world, investment world, as well as information about senior tips, events, and strategies. I'm Kevin Skipper.
And I'm Janet Halliday.
Join us next week on Senior Connections.